Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm making a rainbow mandala shirt, but I'm only going to put the mandala on the right lower corner of the shirt. So to begin, I'm taking my shirt, laying it out flat, and I'm pulling the left corner of the hem all the way over to the right side of my shirt. Then I'm going to fold it back, kind of like an airplane fold. Smooth it out. Turn my shirt over and fold the other side down as well. I'm using a little bit thinner weight shirt for this one. I'm using a Gildan Ultra Soft, so I'm kind of having a little bit more difficulty getting this one to smooth out because it's so soft it wants to stretch a little bit. Folding it down one more time. Smoothing out my wrinkles, and then I'm going to flip the shirt over and fold it down again. So the side that's toward me, I only have two seams. All the seams are on the other side. Would be what's on the right side of the screen. For this fold, I'm going to use some sinew. So right here at the very end, I'm just going to wrap some sinew around a couple of times and pull it tight till it grabs hold. Then I'm going to go just a little bit further down the shirt and do the same thing. Then my first fold, I'm going to fold my shirt toward me. I'm going to do like a 90-degree fold and wrap some sinew around it and tie it down tight. Then the next fold, instead of folding toward me, I'm going to fold away from me 90 degrees and tie that down with sinew. Now with my mandala, I'm just continuing these folding forward, backwards, tying them up with sinew. I've just continued this process down this shirt several times. How to work with sinew is you take and wrap it around several times, and then you grab hold of it and you pull it really tight, and you will feel it slip and pull and tighten down onto your shirt. Once you do that, because it's waxed, it won't allow the dye to seep through. So underneath where you have that sinew is going to be a white line. Here you'll see me, I can't get my shirt to lay the way I want it to, so I just unwrap the sinew and start it over. Okay, now the side that is on my right still is the side that has all the different folds on it, and the side on my left is the side that only has two folds. I'm just taking and doing a couple of little fan folds to the side. And I'm fan folding to the side that only has two folds. I'm wrapping those down tight with the sinew. Then I'm going to do the same exact thing, but I'm going to do it on the other side. So the side that has all the different folds on it, I'm going to do a few little fan folds over there and wrap it down tight with sinew. For this next fold, I'm just going to go straight across the shirt. Okay, so now that I have my mandala tied, since I'm wanting to leave the bulk of my shirt white, I'm going to do a few little stop areas that I'm going to tie up with some sinew. What these are is, hopefully if my dye tries to creep up the shirt into the white area, these areas that I've tightened down with sinew will catch it and it won't climb all the way up the shirt. It's going to stop before it gets too far up into the white. The rest of the shirt, since I'm not going to dye it, I'm just going to take it, I'm going to roll it up, and I'm going to put a bunch of rubber bands around it to kind of hold it up out of my way so that as I start to apply the dye, I don't have to mess with this shirt getting in the way and possibly getting dye on it. So now that the shirt's tied, it's time to start applying the dye. I have a tub that I've done some dyeing over, but the rack that I put over the top is fresh and clean, so there's no excess dye on there to get onto my shirt. I'm starting at the very end with Dharma's Fire Red, Deep Orange, Lemon Yellow, Bright Green, Turquoise, Grape, Fuchsia, and then I continue the colors until I run out of spaces. The hardest part about doing one of these shirts is to make sure you don't accidentally touch the area that you want to keep nice and white with your gloves. You'll see me, I keep wanting to grab that end of the shirt where I have all the fabric bunched up to move my shirt around, and I keep catching myself so that I don't do that with dirty gloves. want to make sure you saturate each of these areas of the mandala really well. Because remember, there's a whole bunch of fabric inside of that mandala, and you want to make sure it gets very well saturated and you don't have big chunks of white spots in there. Like I said, this is a thinner shirt. This is a soft style Gildan, so it's not quite as bulky. It's a little bit easier to get these areas saturated. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the turquoise on this very first area that I've kind of left as a stop to stop my dye. Then I'm going to leave the other two areas alone, and hopefully those will catch any dye that tries to creep up the shirt. Now that I'm finished putting the dye on my shirt, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my shirt down on a clean rack, and I'm putting another small rack that's clean underneath the white portion to elevate that white portion of the shirt, just so that none of the dye creeps up. I'm going to hopefully get gravity to work in my favor and keep the dye down where I want it to. Alright, so here's how our shirt turned out. As you can tell, our dye stops did a great job working. Our dye didn't creep all the way up the shirt, and we were able to keep the white white. Hey, if you guys are enjoying watching these videos, I sure would appreciate it if you'd hit the big red subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching.